Hi everyone. So we're going to be talking about how to sell and deliver digital content through your own website. So in this presentation, you're going to learn about a way to approach digital content, music, videos, PDFs, anything that people can see online that you may already have or you might choose to create for this purpose, and how to turn it into a product or a membership that is sold and delivered automatically through your own website with a professional look and the money that people pay for it to go directly into your own account. You're going to see different live examples of different types of content and different approaches to doing this, and get a good idea of everything that's needed to do it and the costs involved, as well as some specific recommendations for some of the tools that are needed to do it. So this is going to be broken into a few different videos just so that it's easier to jump to a certain section and to be more manageable. Depending on where you're seeing this, if you want to be able to just see all the parts of it in one place with any relevant links, you can go to evangregor.com/guide. You can always see that in the bottom right too. So, selling and delivering content through your own website. This is anything from selling single items, like an audio file, PDF that you've created, video lessons, to more sophisticated kind of online courses or membership sites, different levels of content and payment, and everything in between. So this is an example, sheetmusicnow.com, of where people are selling just individual files or books of sheet music. This would be more like selling an individual item, right? You have this one piece of online content that people can pay a specific price for. Here's an example on my own website, which I'll be using, in a theoretical, it's not a real course, but what it might look like when you create something with this system. You see a nice order form there, a course, and people will be able to pay for it and be taken to access to this course that you create or whatever content you have. So you'll be able to create Patreon-like membership levels, paying different amounts can give people different things, and you can have any of these types of offers on the same website. For example, you might have one page on your site or one idea to sell some sheet music or scores on one section, selling lessons on another, courses, as well as a full membership academy or something like that. That can all be done on one website. So again, this can be video lessons or courses, any file of any type. If it's a digital file, you can incorporate it into this approach. PDFs, scores, images if you're an artist, audio files, different things of that nature. You can also sell Skype lessons and consultations and have it structured in a way so that when people order, it automatically contacts them, maybe even sends them to a scheduling link, which is nice. Group classes, live webinars and their recordings, which is a great way to have multiple people in on one individual chunk of your time. And perhaps most importantly, you can put all these materials together, whatever you have, in a really effective way directly on your own website, which people can purchase access to. So, sometimes like an individual file, even if it's just a piece of music or an original composition, those things can often get shared around the internet and may not be seen as much of a product. Or a standalone video that you've created might be just seen as something like, well, I could get that on YouTube. But when you have them organized on one page, for example, here's some of your original music accompanied by audio and a video talking about the process, plus a section on there where they can submit questions, and that's all protected on your website that people are paying for access to. It has a very different impact and can allow, of course, for selling it at a higher cost. It really feels more like a product that they wouldn't be able to get anywhere else. So what we're going to cover here allows you to do all that as simply as selling an individual file to as thoroughly, really, as you might want to do, up to a certain point. But for most people, it's pretty sufficient, multi-level courses, membership programs, and things of that nature. So what's really important about this for people whose time normally depends on you have to be somewhere in order to make any money, this is a passive and automated way. So what we mean by that is, somebody visits your website, whether that's fans of yours if you have them, or students, customers searching for a particular solution that you offer. They visit your site. They can choose the product or membership that you've created. They'll order it, and they'll see an order form like you saw at the beginning there, where they can use PayPal, credit card, even digital currency like Bitcoin or some of the others. And that content, whatever you've created, is delivered to them automatically. The content is delivered. They may get sent follow-up emails, perhaps even automated follow-ups, scheduling, and more. This makes it a very effective passive income source with potential to scale up. So some reasons to consider this over some of the do-it-yourself methods, like somebody pays you via PayPal and you send them a link via Dropbox or YouTube, which is a system that some people do. Um, and if it's working for you, that's cool. There's just some advantages to this. It's very professional looking delivery with the order form and the way it's delivered, and the emails and even invoices are given directly. None of your time is needed, no manually sending Dropbox or any other links. The system is all doing that for you. The content is fully protected, which is kind of a big deal in many cases. We'll get into that a little bit. Even if somebody has the links to the videos or a particular file, it will not let them do it. It will check to see that they're a paid member who's logged in. It builds an email list of anyone who buys something from your product. It can create an email list of them, which can be a very important thing. They're obviously interested in what you're doing. It can be used for the delivery of free gifts. So you create something and you want to have it out there for free in order to get more people on your mailing list or just find out about you. You can have deliver things that way and have it sent to them automatically. It also integrates really well with other programs like MailChimp and Things to Schedule and a whole bunch of others. Big thing potentially about this is it also allows for affiliates, where people can easily refer people to your product and be given a commission for it. It's tracked and tallied automatically. So if I've created a course and I want to say, hey everybody, if you want to send people to my course, I'll give you 10%, and it will give them a link to do that, and if they use their link, it will automatically allocate that percentage to them. It can be a very powerful thing as far as spreading your stuff around and giving people an incentive to do it, right? Plus some other stuff we'll go into here. So how do you approach this? How could I make a web page or a product that people would be interested in? That's sort of the common question about this, and this is a good way to approach it, in my opinion. So if you think of your own website, if you have one, when you have your own website, or any you've seen, you can create any page you want. You can choose to put whatever articles, videos, SoundCloud links, MP3 players, artwork images, in whatever style you want. It's really a canvas where you can put your digital content in any way that you would like it to be. Here's a simple example from evangregor.com, just my own website that you've seen similar things where it's just, here's my audio and video section on a page with just an MP3 player on it. Imagine you want some of your pages on your website, or parts of them, and the content on them to only be accessible after someone is paid. So just hypothetically say you were throwing this page on here, but this audio was something you wanted to have paid access to, and so only people who've paid a certain amount can look at this page on your website. That's what this will allow you to do. We'll talk about a particular software app that allows you to do that, and showing you some examples and ideas of it. One thing to keep in mind, a web page with a series of videos and content on them, for example, is very much a legitimate product these days. It's actually a multi-billion-dollar industry. You may have even bought something like this. If you look at something like udemy.com, if you think about what it is, you're buying a course, which is really just a web page with a bunch of videos on them and maybe some checkboxes or a PDF to download to accompany the video. But that's really what it is. It's videos and articles on a web page that you're paying to unlock. So that's literally what you can create here on your own, keeping the profit to yourself. So you could have a separate website just for this purpose. For example, an education website or courses site, or even some idea like, drummeracademy.com or something, or a site just about a particular product you've made. For example, here is a friend of mine, Brenda Earl Stokes, and she has some specific content around like a course she's developed for pianists and vocalists and things of that nature. So she's got her own website with her gigs and her performance stuff, but she wanted to create a separate website just for her education, for people to be able to book Skype lessons, as you can see on there, and have her online courses on a separate page with all of this stuff set up on it. That's one approach you can take. Here is somebody that they're using the same software I'm going to talk about here that I found online, where it's really more about a page and a thing created for the specific product. So he obviously saw there was a demand for learning to play piano over 40, adult students, a beginner's guide. So he created his own site that's just about this particular product. Or here's a site from artistworks.com where it's a similar kind of idea, where you're unlocking video courses and content, but in this case it's with George Whitty, and the selling point is to study with George specifically. So one is really more about the product, just general how to play piano. This one is like, I want to study with this particular with this particular guy because he's well known and can play, and people are seeking him out specifically. All right, so there are different kind of concepts depending on what approach might be best for you. Something we'll get into later. So you might use your potentially use your existing website as it is now. I'm going to be using my site, evangregor.com, which is just a very simple musician website, in order to show you some different examples of ways you might do this. So in the next video, I'm going to be showing you those examples on my website and showing some different scenarios and possibilities, and actually showing you some live examples on the front end and the back end, meaning what I might see and what the user might see. So stay tuned for part 2, or click on that if you're seeing that in the next section, and I will see you over there.